Hey everyone, so I've seen Wonder Woman twice already. I can't believe I've seen it twice. I saw it 2 times more than a week before it came out. I saw it once on Wednesday, this past Wednesday at a fan screening, and then I saw it at the freaking premiere. I was at the premiere. I still can't believe that happened. I'm still like, wow, like it's really, really cool, you know, that I was actually there. If you haven't seen my videos, they're recent videos you can check out of me at the premiere and at the fan screening. So I'm just gonna do a non-spoiler review of Wonder Woman, and I'm gonna try to do this as fast as I can. I don't want this to be super long because then I'm gonna do like a longer spoiler review, but that's not gonna be posted until the movie is out on June 2nd, okay? So let's get to it. Okay, so first I'm gonna go with the cinematography. Beautiful. It was great. I mean, seriously, like, especially the mascara, like, you know, obviously, like, the colors, you've probably seen it in the trailer. I mean, just, like, the movie is just beautiful just to look at. Like, if you just put it on mute, you know, just, like, you can't take your eyes off of it. And then, not only did, like, the locations look great, but they did a good job with, like, lighting and camera angles and stuff, because they made, like, everyone look really good. That's kind of how you can tell, like, good cinematography sometimes. You know, Gal, she looked beautiful. Like, you couldn't just, every time she was on screen, you can't take your eyes off of her. You know, all the Amazons, you know, Queen Hippolyta, just, like, everyone just looks just wonderful. Chris Pine, even, I'm not even really a Chris Pine person. Like, he doesn't do anything for me. Like, I don't freak out over Chris Pine or anything, but even in the movie I was like, oh, he actually looks pretty handsome and good looking. I'm like, dang, that's good cinematography right there. Because I usually don't, you know, yeah, Chris Pine doesn't really do anything for me, so I was like, okay. So yeah, cinematography was great. I thought the costumes, especially for all the Amazons, were amazing. Like, I would just like look at the costumes, like when they had scenes in the mascara, I would look at like the little details on the costumes. I thought it was cool how, like, they all had, like, all the tiaras were different, so I thought that, you know, that was really cool. So yeah, I thought the costumes were great. You know, obviously, like, Wonder Woman's costume, I love, you know, I don't know, I've said it before, but, like, I like the knee pads on Wonder Woman. Like, in the comics, I don't think she has them, but I think they're good. Like, they're useful, you know, because she has to, you know, she has a part where she, like, slides on the ground, so I like that about the costumes, the gauntlets, and everything. So yeah, I thought the costumes were great, especially, you know, the mascara. Little Diana, the girl that plays, like, the youngest version of Diana, she is so adorable. Like, oh my gosh, like, every time I was just watching her, I'm like, she's so cute. And not only was she cute, but I thought she was pretty good in her scenes. You know, just kind of showing that, like, fire, you know, and, like, I want to get out there and, you know, fight, and not fight to fight, but, like, fight to, you know, protect people and stuff like that. So I thought she stood out to me. And then I thought everyone, like, in terms of acting, I thought everyone did a really good job, honestly. Chris Pine, Gal, oh gosh, I forgot her name. The woman that plays Etta Candy, she was hilarious. The guys that are, like, Chris Pine's friends, I don't want to spoil too much, but, like, I thought they were really great. They're, like, one of my favorite parts, like, favorite characters in the movie. And, you know, Robin Wright Penn, Connie Nielsen, like, seriously, everyone I thought was just so good. Like, I loved watching everyone on screen, and the music in the background is from Batman v Superman. I just wanted to have some, like, cinematic music in the background. So yeah, I thought everyone was, yeah, thumbs up. I loved the humor in the movie. Seriously, there's a lot of, like, really funny scenes in the movie, and I'm glad they weren't all included in the trailer. That made me so happy, and it was just great. You know, I've seen it twice, and it was just great how, like, both times I heard everyone in the theater laughing at, like, in these scenes that were funny, and it wasn't like a chuckle, it was like we're just, like, laughing, like, oh my god, this is so funny. And I don't want to spoil the humor, but it's just, it's so good. And then yeah, you know, like other people have said, you know, Gal and Chris, like they have great chemistry. That's definitely true. And just I wish I could kind of go into like the really funny scenes, but I'm gonna have to save that for the spoiler review. But there is definitely a lot of humor, and it feels like it doesn't feel like it was put in there like, okay, we need something funny, so we're gonna put that in there. Like, no, it just feels like natural. It feels like something that they, you know, those characters would say and stuff like that. So I thought the humor worked really well. I liked, you know, the interactions and between like Diana and Chris's like his buddies. There's certain moments that I really like, but I can't go into those. And then I just loved how Steve, like Steve's character, you know, Steve just like really respected Diana, and he wasn't like, you know, he did, you know, want to protect her, and he cared about her. He didn't want her to get hurt, but then, you know, he still, you know, respected her. And if she, oh god, I just don't know how to say it without spoiling anything, but like I don't know how to say it, but like I guess he trusted her strength. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like eventually he, you know, he realized like, okay, she can take care of herself, you know, I still care about her. And like he just like at certain points when, you know, she's kind of like, oh god, I don't want to spoil it, but I just love how Steve basically respected Diana. I think that's all I can really say, really. So I thought Steve was a great character. I loved him in this movie, and before, like, I've seen him in, like, the animated movie, the Wonder Woman one, and comics, but I wasn't really, like a Steve person. But in this movie, like, I love Steve Trevor. I thought he was so great, and I just loved the way he treated and respected Diana, and, you know, realized that, like, she can hold her own, and he would help her, he would be supportive of her. So I thought that was just really, really beautiful to see. But you know, it was like a really nice relationship. Like, you know, he was supportive of her, she was supportive of him. They didn't like, you know, they were equals. They didn't like treat each other like, you know, Diana wasn't like emasculating him or anything like that. So I thought it was just like a beautiful, you know, relationship, really. And Chris and Gal, great job. And action scenes, I mean, that's something that like everyone talked about. Like, they were great. Like, I heard, I don't know if it was John Campy or somebody say like, oh, Patty Jenkins can't direct action scenes or something. Watch this movie. I think she can. Like, the action scenes were amazing. I want to go see the movie in IMAX just for the action scenes, because both times I've seen it, they showed the movie just like regular. I don't know, regular version. I don't know. They didn't show it in IMAX or 3D or anything, but I definitely want to see it in IMAX, because I think, because the action scenes already look amazing in IMAX, they would look like 10 times better. So they're just amazing on their own, and Patty can definitely direct action. And also I thought like this, you know, any special effects CGI they used, I thought they did a good job with that, because I couldn't really tell. I watched it 2 times, and I like nothing really stood out to me. Like, sometimes like CGI is like so bad that you can tell like, oh my god, that's so fake, that's CGI. But in this movie, I watched it twice, and there was no point where I was like, oh god, that looks really fake. Like, I know not everything is real, there are things that are fake, but I think they did such a good job that like I couldn't tell what was real and what was fake. So for me, I think they did a good job with that. Because like I said, there was nothing where I was like, oh my god, that's obviously, you know, CGI or whatever. So I think they did a really good job. There are certain shots like all throughout the movie where she's like fighting and everything, where like it just looked like it was like right from the comics. And I want to show you, like, kind of show you what I mean, like do the poses and stuff, but I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, they have like a lot of really great shots. And then the scenes with the Amazons when they're fighting, they were so great. Like, all the women, you know, they did a good job with like their bodies and everything. I know they had to do a lot of like training and stuff like that. You know, they really, you know, they looked like Amazons. Like, and the fight scenes there were really great. Robin Wright Penn was awesome, and seeing Queen Hippolyta fight Connie Nelson, I think she did great too. And the second time I saw the movie, I was like, slay queen, slay, because I've heard that saying before and I've never used it because I don't use stuff like that, like bae or whatever. I'm 31, I'm old, I don't use those words, but watching Queen Hippolyta fight, I was like, slay queen, slay, and that was like the only time I've ever said that because it was actually appropriate. It was a queen who was slaying people. So yeah, so the action scenes were, I think, like, every action scene in this movie was amazing. So Patty Jenkins can direct action scenes. And then there was like, okay, I don't wanna, there was a little BVS connection. That's all I can really say, and I thought that was really cool, because, you know, I don't know, I just like when kind of like the movies kind of reference each other in like this universe, like in Suicide Squad, where like they reference like what happened in BVS and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice. I like when they like acknowledge the events and things that happen. So yeah, I thought that was cool. So I definitely recommend this movie, like, for everyone. Like, please go watch it. You know, like I said, I went to 2 screenings and there were little girls at both of them, and after the movie at both of them, I heard the girls say like, I love this movie, like they were so happy, and it made me really happy to hear them be really happy and just enjoy the movie. And I would hear, like in the last one when I was at the premiere, like there was a little girl sitting behind me, and I just loved hearing like her reactions. She was like cheering for Wonder Woman when she was fighting and everything. It was just awesome for me to like hear that from the little girl. And there were certain scenes in the movie where, you know, Diana just, she would say something or do something that just really showed like her strength, and like everyone cheered for her. We're like, yeah, you go girl, and it was just awesome, you know, like everyone was like cheering her on. And oh sorry, one more thing too, I totally forgot this point before I end. I think, you know, Patty did a good job too, because I really think she like gets the character of Wonder Woman. And I don't know if if you've seen some of the interviews recently, you know that like Patty had been wanting to direct a Wonder Woman movie for a long time. So I think she really got her, and it just, for me, it was just like beautiful to see just how Diana just, you know, she wanted to help people. And you know, any little person, not little person, but anything she saw, any person that needed any type of help, she wanted to help them. And I thought that was just beautiful to see. And it's kind of like a beautiful message, I think, to send out, you know, to try to help in any way you can, you know, be a hero in your own life, you know. So I thought that was great. And you know, like I said, she wanted to help people, she was strong, she was, you know, independent. And yeah, I mean, she had a love interest, but I don't know, maybe some feminists don't like that, but it's like, that's life. Like, just because you fall in love with someone doesn't mean that you're not strong or independent. Like, it's human nature, you know, that, you know, you might be attracted to someone, you might fall in love with them, doesn't make you any less strong for loving somebody. And I think that's Diana, that's what she's all about. She's about love, okay? So, yeah. Oh, and I want to say my favorite action scene is the last one. That's all I'll say. It's amazing. Like, really, it's amazing. Do not walk out of this movie, okay? Stick around for that last one. It is just incredible. I think there's some great acting from Gal in it at certain points. I'm not saying she was bad, but like I'm saying, like, there's certain parts in that last scene that she, like, I don't know, for me it was like she was really good. So, but like, again, I can't really say, but yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and also I said this in like my first reaction video with Alan. I think she was so, you know, Gal was so good at playing like just kind of the fish out of water. Because there was just certain moments in the movie where she, you know, she's like discovering the world and she's like fighting all these things, and I thought it was just really cute and endearing, and I wish I could tell you which moments, but I can't. But I just like, my heart just like, oh, I was just like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. So I love that, and I think Gal, I think she did a good job. It was just like interesting to see. Sorry, I'm gonna try to like change the song to like Wonder Woman. so it was just interesting to see, you know, how like this woman, like, you know, at some points she's not some points, but like the same woman, she can be, you know, strong, and she, you know, she fights amazing, she can hold her own, you know, and everything, she can defend herself and stuff, but then at the same time she's kind of like, you know, so she's like this amazing woman, you know, and then at the same time she's also kind of like a little kid in a way, when she's like being curious about the world and like finding all these new things. And I just thought that was like pretty interesting and just beautiful. I just love this movie. Like, I think it's beautiful. Like, it's beautiful to look at. Like, you know, Gal is beautiful, the character of Wonder Woman is beautiful, the relationship between her and Steve is beautiful, and sorry, I cried both times. Yeah, and the message is beautiful, you know, it's like about, like, you know, loving people and helping people. So I really, really recommend it, and I'm glad we finally have a Wonder Woman movie, and it's amazing. And, you know, it stinks that it took this long, but I think it was probably worth the wait, because we got a really, really great movie, and I'm happy for, you know, the little girls that have already seen it and are going to get to see it, and hopefully they go back and watch it more times, and, you know, hopefully it makes a lot of money too, and, you know, we'll get another Wonder Woman film. Hopefully Patty Jenkins directs that one too, that would be great. And then we get more, you know, female-led superhero films. And seriously, like, those crazy people who are saying it's like a man-hating movie, like, first of all, a lot of you have not even seen the movie, so shut up. And please tell me how it's man-hating. No, it's definitely not man-hating at all. Like, Diana, you know, she's hanging out, you know, with Steve and all his friends. She's like the only woman. She is definitely not hating on them. Like, I love just her interaction with all of them. It's just great. So it's definitely not a man-hating movie. Like, just because a guy is supporting a woman in what she's doing, they're both supporting each other. Like, it's not man-hating. And then, you know, she loves this guy, so how is that man-hating? Just because, you know, there's the mascara and Island of Women, it's not like that's not really their fault. Like, they weren't told to, like, hate men or whatever. They explain why it's women, okay, in the movie. Sorry, I keep forgetting. One last thing too, that the only thing that concerned me about the movie both times that I saw it was I was worried that people that weren't into the comics would not understand certain parts of, like, the backstory of, like, the mascara and, like, other things that I can't go into. But that was the only thing that concerned me both times, like, when they're explaining certain things about Zeus and the mascara and other characters. You know, I'm like, okay, are these people following along? Are they understanding? Because there's, like, certain things that you kind of have to, like, remember or pick up at the beginning to understand at what happens at the end. So that's the only thing that, like, concerned me both times. Like, if you know, I was just thinking, like, if people who aren't into the comics are getting this, because I feel like you need to get, because you need to get it to understand what happens at the end. So that's the only thing that really concerned me. But other than that, like I said, it's just a beautiful movie all around. You know, it's like, and then like I said in my first reaction video, it's like a combination of, like, a war movie, period film, love story, fish out of water, and a superhero movie. So and I think, you know, it just works really well. Like, I love this movie, so please go watch it. I wish I could go more into detail, but we'll have to wait till my spoiler review. And yeah, please go watch it. Let's help it make over $90 million. That's my goal, because I think BVS made 85, I think, first weekend. Was it first weekend? I don't know, but we have to have it make more than BVS. Come on, more people like this movie. Also, before I end this video, I did write a Wonder Woman comedy skit that I do want to film. I have the costume already, but I can't film it in my place because it's too small. okay? Because, you know, she has a sword and shield and she needs to be moving around. She needs space, okay? So it would really help me out if you guys could subscribe if you like some of my content, because I need to get to at least 10,000 subscribers so I can film at the YouTube space. And once I can get access to that, I can get a green screen and film my comedy skit, as well as other comedy skits I have planned and that involve video game characters and stuff like that. So I have comedy skits that I've written, but I just don't have any place to film them, so it would really help me if you could help me get to the YouTube space. But I need at least 10,000 subscribers, so yeah, if you like my stuff and haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate if you could help me out just by pressing that little button. So that's about it. So if you've seen the movie, post, you know, what you think in the comments. Don't be a jerk and don't post spoilers or I will delete your comment. Bye!